Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Anime Rainbow. Today I'm joined by Guest. Guest, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Inks Manga, and how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great today. Rainy, but today we have an important discussion, okay? One of the big three, the last of the big three, has managed to finally come back into the game. A few weeks ago, I want to say about a month, he released a one-shot, a Bleach one-shot titled Kubo, and I wanted to pick your brain on it because I know you're a huge Bleach fan. So did you read the one-shot? How did you like it? How did you take from it? Do you think it's gonna become a monthly series, something kin to Baruto?
I loved it, and just the thought of us having a potential new arc to look forward to, I cannot wait. Even if Kubo just releases a few chapters every couple of months, I will be fine with that. Because now we finally get to explore the part of the series in which I have been curious about since the first arc. Not to mention, I love the fact that Kubo is back on his A game now that he is well rested. And you can see, thanks to that, he's gotten better and his drawings and, his storytelling has this really it became even more top tier to me. So yeah, I'm all for it.
I think what I noticed the most about this one shot in comparison to his the regular series of Bleach was the depth that his characters were showing so early on, right? I mean, and granted, it's not that early on because most are return characters, but it was pleasant to see the difference between a young Kubo and an older Kubo with all this knowledge and expertise under his belt, and the fact that he's not having people over his shoulder rushing him to complete it or trying to fizzle it out. Because if there's one generation of the big three that I say would do the best in this new gen era, would have to be Bleach. It was just, there was something special
Yeah.
about Bleach when it came out that just set itself apart from a Luffy or a Naruto in regard to his driving motivation. And I think that Kubo in this one shot managed to bring the entirety of the Bleach world together for a new audience so that they can see something and have that genuine curiosity. I was like, what is this? Because I've spoken to some people who are like, yeah, I've heard of the Bleach one shot, but I've never sat down and went through Bleach. That was their first experience. I was like, how could you not watch or read Bleach at any point in time?
I don't know. And it's out of the big three, Bleach will always be my number one, mainly because I can relate so much to Ichigo. I don't want to be the Pirate King. I don't want to be Hokage. I just want to live a nice, happy, normal life like he does. And so to see someone like that, it made me truly connect with them.
It was a situation of him, aside from, Naruto, he was training to be a ninja. Luffy, not really training to be a pirate king, but he was absorbed into that pirate life very early on. Ichigo was literally just drawn into it. I know the whole thing with Aizen, but from episode one, he just seemed like a dude that was just pulled into this world. And I feel like a lot of people could be like, shoot, that could have been anybody. He was just trying to live his life, do his thing, and here he gets yanked into this massive plot. When was the first time that you got introduced to Bleach? Was it the first of the big three for you?
No, I think that was One Piece. I remember it well because it was I was a little kid
Mm-hmm.
and I was introduced to the Four Kids dub.
Ah, dang.
Yeah, and that did not do well. I just found it kind of cheesy, so I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. So One Piece is actually the first one. However, I did manage to get into One Piece, and now it is probably my second favorite. But Bleach, I got introduced to thanks to Toonami.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it was around the Arrancar arc.
okay.
What about you?
Something similar. Naruto would be my favorite of the big three, and then it would be One Piece, and then it would be Bleach. But it didn't start off like that. If this was back during the airing on Toonami and stuff, I would tell you that Bleach would have been my second favorite. One Piece really did fall off with that whole Four Kids dub situation with the lollipops and the water guns. It just wasn't a good
Yeah.
time. But yeah, I started Bleach from episode one. It drew me in. It was strong, it was fast, it was powerful. Characters were just the most likable from the start. That entire cast was likable. I can't think of one character I did not enjoy whenever they were on the scene. But now it would probably be Naruto. I mean, it's just Naruto, One Piece, and then Bleach from the big three.
Yeah, it's like I do love Naruto because Naruto has like one of my top antagonists of like all time, which is Pain. So for me, it's like it's not that Naruto is like, you know, bad in quality. It's this that One Piece I just found like a little bit more higher rated than that, and Bleach is this higher rated than like both of them combined. But if I did have to rank them, it's like only one number below each other. So Naruto will have to be a 7, One Piece an 8, and Bleach is like 8.5. But that could change depending on the newest arc that's coming up.
So you rank Pain very highly.
Yeah. He is like probably one of my favorite shonen antagonists.
Do you rank him above Aizen?
No, Aizen is this Aizen. Like, I like Pain, but everything about Aizen's character, I love characters like that. So Aizen is probably 1 point above Pain.
I can respect
But
that.
I do have like another antagonist rated above both of them.
The reason I
Yep.
brought up the reason I brought up Aizen is because with the revelation of everything about Hell in the one shot, people apparently being able to come back from it, do you see a revival of Aizen or some variant form of him? Because Kubo, we know Aizen is Kubo's favorite character in the series, if not the one of them. I can't see him letting him go, especially with all the controversy that surrounded him. But the problem I came into was like, okay, if he does come back, then everybody's whole thought process is he could have beaten Ichigo with his Bankai had he used it. I see him coming into him just being broken unless Ichigo develops something that we come to see in the next upcoming chapters that would be allow for him to compete with illusions of that caliber, considering how he is, shown now power level wise. Do you think he would be able to take on an Aizen if he came back?
You know, that is a good question. Look forward to finding out that answer. I would like really have to think about that because the Aizen fangirl in me wants to say that Aizen will win, but then again, the Ichigo fangirl in me will like also to say that Ichigo could win. But I think that Aizen is going to come back. I just don't know when. And this hopefully being able to see his Bankai will just be a truly awesome thing to witness. That's a good question.
It was just something I thought about because I didn't know how they were gonna take the series. Naruto's the only one that's had a spinoff so far.
Yeah.
So seeing the route that Boruto went, I don't know how much influence Kubo has taken from it. But that might ride, and you see them building it up now because the manga came out before the anime. Boruto didn't do that. Boruto, it was anime then. Well, they started at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. But they ran two completely different plot lines, two different canons, right? The anime didn't follow the manga until, I want to say, this year. Kubo seems to be doing something similar, having the kids involved. Do you see the kids playing as much as a role as what we see in Boruto? If you follow Boruto. I don't know if you follow it.
Okay, so I have tried getting into Boruto, but I just couldn't. As far as the kids, Kazui and Ichika, I do think that they are going to play like a nice role in the arc, but I don't think it's going to be to the extent of them taking over the whole arc. Maybe it'll be like a nice balance to see the old generation and like the new gen, like, so I do think that they will have like a role, but it's not going to be overtaking Ichigo's status.
I can see that. What's your thoughts on Ichigo's son? Because the kid's weird. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, but see, that's why I like him. Like, I like
Yeah,
weird.
it's definitely a positive quality, but man, the kid is weird.
I can't wait to see a bit more of him because, like, I want to know how is he able to open up what could be a hell,
Armageddon,
um,
Apocalypse,
um,
Crusade.
yeah, that. And like, also, how long has he been doing this?
That's the biggest question. And there really is no excuse from Orihime or Ichigo that they're not at least speculating he would be showing at this age any form of power that Ichigo had, giving Ichigo knows his entire past. He has to think something's going on, or assume he's going to be doing something. Maybe not this, just opening up gates, but they know he's escaping constantly every single night. They should have followed him at some point to see what it is that he's actually doing. Because I promise you, the minute they see him summoning gates, they're going to try to seal something, put something away. And
Yeah.
I want to say the
Yeah.
very
Oh,
last chapter, he's running towards the gate, and he just looks excited than I have ever seen him before in my life, and he recognizes it. So could this be a situation of, what was the dude's name? The main antagonist for the chapter. He was what was his name?
Saso.
Sasa Vaporo.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, I forgot how to say his name.
It's very, it's a long name. But could this have been the dude that was talking with Ichigo's son? I don't know how he would have did it, but he seems like he has mastery of this whole hell universe. I mean, he's the one who's giving us the entire info dump and everything like that. Could he have contacted this kid from this, I don't even know, a different plane of existence? There's a lot of new concepts that are brought in here, and unfortunately, everything we know from the Hellverse movie, because I did watch it after reading the chapter, and there were a lot of connections that were made to that, but it brought me back to this whole interview that he did where he says that the director of the series wasn't really taking what he was saying to heart. It wasn't his vision, and he didn't rock with it. So it seems like this whole one shot, this whole universe that he's setting up is kind of a way to correct things that weren't exactly expressed in the last movie of Bleach before it ended.
I think that this new arc would like just give Kubo the chance to like just really show us what his interpretation of hell would be. As far as like as the whole Kazuri and like the eighth astrologer thing, it could be like a good chance that he was the one to introduce Kazuri to like the whole hell thing. But then again, it could be like a new character in which we know nothing about. That was like the first step into introducing Ichigo's son to like the whole hell thing.
Right. That brings into question how Renji's daughter fits into this. Because she's not as strange as Ichigo's kid, but she has some abilities.
Yeah,
Her being
I'm
able
like
to.
actually. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just, what was it? Her ability of perception. She was the only one who had spotted the hollows before anybody else. Before Ichigo, Renji, nope. But the craziest part about it is that they didn't see them at first or sense them, but the minute Renji's daughter had yelled out, suddenly everybody can see it. So it's like, could they? I was confused. I was like, have they always been able to camouflage themselves? And I couldn't think of an instance other than, in a sense of if one's spiritual pressure is so grand, it's just unperceivable. But this didn't seem like one of those situations. It just seemed as though they have been modified, which was strange. And this happened around the same time in the chapter where Renji questions hell. He's like, hell's perfectly fine. What's wrong with hell? What do you mean? And I think I don't know if there's the connection. We'd actually have to go there and see what's going on. If this is a continuous series, it might be leading into something within the next few chapters. What's your thoughts on his daughter and anything that you saw from her, just ability-wise?
Okay, so first off, I love Ichika. I don't know why, but
She's so pleasant.
just the moment that I seen her training with Ikaku, I'm like, okay, I love you and I want to protect you. So like I'm like already beginning to become a fan of her. Now, as far as like what role she is going to play, we do know that she is going to play a very important one because, like you said, why is it that she could see the
The hollows?
yet no one else could. And so, like, when I first read that, I'm like, okay, something has got to be up with this little girl, and I want to find out more information about her. Like, maybe it's the fact that she has like a really good bloodline, but maybe it's just something that she herself could do beforehand.
Possibly. I think noticed a theme for Kubo and his at least present in the movies. It's always a concept, not always, but there has been a few concepts of dimensions. You know, different universes, different dimensions. I don't know if that's a running thing. It has to be
Yeah.
tied to the children of some way. I just can't see the connection between Ichigo, Renji, other than the obvious. It did mention the balance has collapsed, so it might be a situation of hell breaking loose on Earth.
It most likely is, because didn't they say that, like, in that chapter, you guys have, like, sent us a whole lot of strong people?
Yeah,
So,
because of the whole
you
captain
have,
sacrificing, the captain funerals. It doesn't happen often, they said, but if they've been sending all fallen captains to hell, and they've been thinking that it's been this nice, benevolent place, but in their entirety, they've just been amassing this army, and now it's finally about to spill over with somebody leading the charge that you have. It might be a thing.
yeah, because, like you said, we have fought, like, the captain commander, we have Unohana. I think we also have Bach in there.
Oh, you're right.
I Yeah, I can't remember. And then, like, not to mention people like the Espadas, people like Game could be in there. And my personal favorite, the old Gote 13. I haven't met them yet, but just the possibility of us getting to meet them and like the other Kenpachis,
Wow,
the chapter
I didn't even
in
think
which
of
that
that.
happens, I'm going to be like super hyped for.
I didn't even think of that. It's low key like Naruto's fourth grade Shinobi War, the reanimated army. Not they're dead, but they're brought back. They have their consciousness. They can talk. They remember their old life and things of that nature. If this is a plug for Kubo to be able to pull past characters back, give them more development, more screen time, introduce new old characters like what you said, like the old Kenpachis, that alone is enough to freak me out. Like, you're telling me every Kenpachi's coming back, the strongest ever, all of them at the same time? Yeah, we're dead. the zero squad. Wow.
Oh man,
Are you
I
looking forward
forgot
to the
about
anime?
them. Huh?
Are you looking forward to the anime?
Yes, I am. Like, I forgot when they said it was going to come out. I think it's like next year. Not for sure, but the moment when I woke up and I seen on my Twitter timeline that Bleach is coming back, I'm like, okay, wow, like I have something to look forward to doing this whole, thing that we're going through. My life has hope again.
The minute it popped up on the TV screen, not my TV, but like my feed, I knew it was gonna break the internet. I thought
Yeah.
back to everything that happened during the war. I was like, wow, we're getting this. And people just genuinely don't know. There's a group of people out there that are like, no matter what, they will not pick up a manga, and I just don't understand it. They're like, yeah, I love Bleach, but I never finished it. I'm like, you ain't finished it, but you loved it?
I mean, I
It
get that because it is some animes out there in which I like never did pick up the manga, so I choose to just be anime only. But when it comes to Bleach, I have to be both anime and manga for that.
I understand completely. It was just for me where it left off. Like, if an anime leaves off at like a cliffhanger or a high note, I can't wait. I just can't. It happened with The Promised Neverland after season 1. I was like, well, I'm not gonna make
Oh
it to
my
season
god.
2. I just need to finish this right now. And so I jumped straight into the manga.
Uh,
I don't do
oh
good
my
with
god.
cliffhangers. And
Season 2 of The Promised Neverland made me cry so much.
agreed. It was just a waste, and that's really what I don't want to happen to the Bleach anime, right? It's gonna have to fill in the holes that were left while Kubo was being rushed while writing it. Like,
Yeah.
the fight scenes are gonna have to go harder. I really expect whatever studio gets it, please let it be a good studio. please, whatever studio gets it has to in some way expand the Zero Guard in all of their fights. That's just my personal opinion. You got the creator. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for people, but there's a lot of important people in the Zero Squad that just the fights, at least for me, were just like it was lackluster. Giving their titles and who they are, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I think that's like one of the best things about the anime coming back is that now if Kubo is working with him, this is like a second chance for him to like just really really improve that last arc.
But it was good. I want people to understand like it was still good.
Yeah.
The ending of Bleach
It's like
did not sway
probably
me.
my favorite arc so far.
It is. And that's why I was like, I can't wait. Because at that point, I mean, I didn't know it was ever coming back. For real. Great. So I was like, I have to know. And I was like, I don't regret anything. This was amazing.
When we first got into this arc, we thought that, hey, this is the last arc. But then Kubo surprises us with like some light novels. And then after that, we have like the whole Burn the Rich thing. But then after that, we have like the anime coming back. And now we have like this new potential arc. So I believe that the wait has been worth it.
Oh, yeah. I think this was probably the best thing, just because like the main argument from a lot of people were the older anime, the animation style I just can't get into. You hear it all the time with One Piece, they don't like the style. Naruto gets clowned for the animation, Boruto from time to time gets clowned for the animation. It's a huge thing, but Bleach has always had some of the most appealing animation amongst those big three. They always have. The Bankais always look crispy, it always look clean, the soundtrack is goated as the best of just any anime across the board. People are going to push back on this, but it's really not an unpopular opinion. People really do goat the openings and OST of Bleach so much, so it had everything of a modern anime in the past, and now it's going to get all those updates, all those upgrades. I hope it delivers.
I hope so too, because it's like I'm optimistic, but I'm not that fully optimistic just yet.
What has you hesitant?
I don't know. It's like my excitement is like at an 8, but I think like the only thing I'm hesitant about is like me not seeing the first episode just to see how well they are going to do this arc.
Well, it's the last one, so they gotta hit that. They gotta hit the nail on the head. They gotta go all out. It's only a season, or maybe like a part 1 and part 2 if they choose to do it like Attack on Titans. 25 episodes apiece, 50 episode total maybe, or
yeah, I can like maybe see that.
It really comes down to whether or not they have that much faith in a return of Bleach.
I think they do, because I think that if they didn't, then we wouldn't have like this many projects.
That's true.
And it's like, hey, with Kubo coming back, that means like in a way more money for them.
They did do that the Bleach live action. Maybe it did do well. Maybe they had to have seen it, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him back. They asked him and now they're bringing him back.
I haven't seen the live action just yet.
I haven't either.
I'm not really a big fan of like anime live actions.
It's not my cup of tea, honestly. I'm very frightful for Avatar and One Piece that Netflix has a hold of.
Oh my god.
And Cowboy
Bebop one too. Like I'm really afraid.
I'm always just so confused. I'm like, they keep making live action anime movies instead of just making anime movies, and it's just, it has me
confused.
Yeah, like these have to be doing good if they keep making them, right? Like that's the thought process. Like they have to be making them more money, otherwise they wouldn't continue. I could be wrong. I don't watch it, so I'm like, who's watching these things? And no one ever talks positively about them, so I'm like, who's watching these movies?
I mean, we do know that they are making it for one thing, and that is to make money. But other than that, that is a good question. Why are they making these movies?
But, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you are new, go plus social and smash the subscribe button. Guest, say your piece, plug your plugs.
Okay, so first things first is please subscribe to Anime Rambo. Also, my channel name is Inks Manga. But yeah, hope you guys have a nice day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little video.
It's a ramble. As always is.
Ramble. Yeah.
I appreciate you, Inks, for coming out here.
No problem. And thank you.
Absolutely. Peace, y'all. Have a good day.
Yep. Peace.